Say what the fuck?
What's good? What's good?
What's
good, man?
Yo.
What's good? This is another installment of a live stream with your host, Lord of Lips here. Got a Know It Alls member in the building, returning back. We got Holden and
Basically,
complimentary member of the Know It Alls. So we about to cover a few topics real quick on this Saturday morning. And when does the game start for football?
Continent.
Noon.
12.
Who plays?
Like
Ohio
State,
State,
Nebraska. That's really the only good game right now.
What's the ranking? What are their rankings?
Nebraska's horrible.
Nebraska's
They're not
ranked
horrible, but
where-
they just got beat. Like,
What are we ranked? Third? Fourth?
Fourth. Damn. So y'all's only game that y'all played a ranked opponent was 2 weeks ago.
Oregon.
Now we played.
Was that the only team? It was definitely 2 top 5. It was definitely the best team we played. I think we might have played like a 20th type.
And that was a game to do spit on only?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So y'all played Nebraska. Y'all's expected to win, right?
Yeah.
By Okay. Let's see. Let's get into it then. But there's no, who does Alabama or Georgia play today?
Georgia plays Tennessee or something.
No.
No, it was,
Alabama. They're both one. Just not no good game, really.
I thought Georgia played something, or Florida played something or something.
Don't mind. Has Miami got a good game today?
Florida's no. It's not a good weekend for college football.
Okay. What do you think? I'm curious. I'm not a big fan of college football, but I've been watching.
Florida plays Gators today.
Who?
Oh no, that's next week. They got a bye.
I've been watching a little bit, and one of my dudes likes Miami.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Miami? Are they legit?
I mean, they won't win. I mean, they're not.
They're better than they've been in a long time, which I'm glad because Miami's one of the teams that when they're good for it's like USC. When they're good, it's good for college football.
Right.
So it's cool. Their quarterback's good.
What's his name again?
Cam Ward.
He's in the Heisman race, right?
He's falling out of it slowly by slowly.
They'll make a little run.
Okay.
Not in the playoffs though. They're not a team that
we were supposed to get.
They haven't really beat anybody great at all. And to whack teams, they always going down.
Yeah, they look like they've won 2 miracle games this year already.
Teams they should have.
Yeah, they should have beat. For sure.
Oh, okay. See, and I watched those games and I thought it was crazy, but I guess you're right.
Because the teams they weren't even supposed to.
And they jumped a lot of spots, correct?
Yeah, they're ranked.
They was ranked like 24 to start.
Yeah, they're ranked top 10, and they should be, but they're not going to do nothing in the playoffs.
And so let's put it on record then. Let's be me. Choose your team.
I don't got a college team.
All right, y'all two.
You know, he's one of the type. Ohio State start winning, he'll fuck around tagging along. I'm from Ohio type guy.
Right.
And then they lose, he can't wait.
Right. Then he starts trolling.
Don't you hate people
Nah,
like that?
that's cool.
Ohio.
Yeah, JT type.
I can't really be objective, but obviously I think that.
Because
I think I am being objective, but someone could say, "Well, dude, you're not Ohio State."
Right.
Just
I think
around here, like if I had a team, had to choose one, it'd be Ohio State.
Okay.
But I really don't really get into college.
But this is the thing. This is the first year of the college playoffs. You don't really, you never really care. It's the first year of the 12
teams.
So
Yeah.
there's been 4 teams since 2014. Now they're extended to 12 teams. So it's gonna be. It's the first time I've ever seen anything like this.
Yeah,
It's gonna look totally different.
It's gonna look totally different to where and with NIL, there's a lot of teams that can win it. How in the past, growing up in college football, there was always before the season, you knew 5 or 6 teams, them were the juggernauts.
Right.
One's winning. Now, there's a lot of teams that can sneak in there, catch high, get high.
So what does this do? Help me understand. What does this do for competition in football? I mean, in college, does it help it?
Helps it in ways because.
But it hurts.
I mean, like what Hunter was just saying, before the 12-team playoff, there was always the ups. Like college football is known for the upsets all the time, or teams losing. So it's this only enables it for a team that's really not that good, the 12th seed or something, to fuck around and really make a run and go to the to the fucking championship.
I'm just saying, and that's why I've been wanting this forever because it just makes sense. It used to go to all the rankings 1 and 2. And it's that's subjective because there could be 2 people, 1 loss. And it's then you're doing schedules. It's no.
Right.
So when they did 4, I'm like, okay, cool, but still need more. So I don't really know what to think. I think it's going to be some upsets. I definitely don't I'm kind of nervous for Ohio State if we don't get a bye.
Does
We
it?
don't need to buy then.
But does it hurt? Does it help the season? Because I guess people.
It helps the season
More
tremendously
people are
because
competed.
and because back in the day, around this time, week 8, week 9, 2/3 of the season's done.
A lot of them are rolled out.
They're ruled out, and then people start sitting out. People start sitting out bowl games. Like, that's done now because you can still make it. I mean, there's a lot of people still gonna make those last 5, 6 spots.
I guess there's now that I'm thinking about it. At first, I didn't think there was a lot I wanted to talk about with college, but I do have some questions, and I got the perfect people in the house to ask the questions. So it helps the season during the playoffs. It might. We don't know. This is the first year of the 12.
I think it's gonna be a lot more competitive.
Okay.
I don't think this whole juggernaut, Alabama, the teams that don't watch, but Alabama's good. Georgia's good. Ohio State's normally good just year in year basis.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a time where the next 2 or 3 years where a team that you may not know might sneak in there and win a national championship, and that'll be huge.
And even if they don't, they're still like it ain't dominant like it used to be.
Right.
Like,
The Cinderella story is possible.
Right. It used to not be possible.
Well,
Like Georgia or Alabama or someone was winning every single.
For example, today, not today, but Navy, fucking Army and Navy, they're both undefeated for the first time ever, and people are thinking about Navy really might get in the playoffs, and like, not fucking Navy, they literally pass like 10 times a game. They're literally that. They're known for their entire life. They just run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. They've never been ranked, never been good their whole life. But now they're ranked. They're actually playing a ranked Notre Dame today. That's a kind of a good game. But
Hadn't there been a lot? I mean, everybody says this every year, but there's been some upsets this year, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the year, and then so with this, do y'all think that has anything to do with where's that? Do y'all think this has anything to do with them extending the playoff? The 12-man playoffs. Like people aren't putting their best foot forward. Because how many times has Alabama already lost?
they lost twice. They lose again. They're not making it. They haven't won.
But that's the thing. Years before this, you lose once. I think this early in the year, you fuck around already not making it.
Yeah,
Right,
So
exactly.
the pressure's kind of off a little
Right,
bit.
exactly.
If I lose this game, like I can still get in.
But to answer your question, no, because like I was already saying, there's always been upsets in college football.
If Ohio State would have lost to Oregon, just how we did 2 weeks ago, it would have been way more crushing to where it could have been like season's over.
Why?
Because only 4
Back
teams
then,
made
there
it.
was only 4 teams.
And they're in the Big Ten.
And before then, it was if you look my whole life growing up until 20 to senior, until I was freshman year in college, if Ohio State lost a game that season,
It was a big
national championship done.
Right.
It's damn near done.
Right.
So like so when Oregon won, they just beat us, I'm like, we're good. We could lose another game realistically and still make it.
Oh, for
But
sure.
if we lose 3, we'll be out. But if we win out, we'll get the bye. So that's kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And then what do y'all feel? And we don't got to go this far out. We can stay right where we're at. But how do y'all feel about players are getting paid now?
I mean, obviously I can't. I've said that forever, just because I rarely like the powers that be, and NCAA's been making billions off these fucking people. And now the story that they always say, I didn't have money to eat. That's extreme as fuck.
Right.
Yes, y'all did. And realistically, they've been getting paid just under the table. We all know that. That's
True.
So, what do I think about it? I think that we have to find a salary cap. There's no salary cap in college football because it's so new. So there's literally there's no ordained. There's players who a quarterback for Las Vegas was promised some money. He was promised $100K by the head coach, and then asked, "Where's my $100K?" And they said, "What?" Because there's no it's all word of mouth.
Right.
It's all trust. It's all a lot of shit.
And they got donators. Like you got people donate to the NIL.
Oh.
Like Ohio, that's why we have one of the biggest NILs, because there's so many people, rich ass people from Ohio that are donating.
Right. So
it's like there's no, like Hunter said, there's no salary cap. You have to
get
whatever.
right now, Ohio State has the most. If you would say it's estimated around $20 million we spent on players this year. They don't really. It's all estimated. There's no real thing. But for Ohio State, it's cool. If we're about to be spending the most. We're about the best team.
Right.
But realistically, Shedeur Sanders is number 1 paid, and he gets paid, I think,
Something crazy.
3 or 5 a year. And it's does he bring 3 or 5 to Colorado? He brings way more.
Right. Yeah.
But it's a fine line, because now these guys are professionals. Back then, the college kids could get that shit off we're student athletes. So don't look at me as a professional.
Right.
But now reporters have been asking them separate different questions, and Deion Sanders got mad at that. Oh, blah blah. But it's well, Deion, they're getting paid millions like professionals.
Yeah.
You have players getting paid a lot more than the NFL, so it's it just kind of makes that gray line.
Okay. Does anybody here, before I go into my crazy theories. Like, how do y'all feel? So that's one aspect to look at it from economics and general. Like, we want people to get paid, especially if they do a service.
Exactly. But there has to be like Dave Portnoy, him, Barstool.
Yeah.
Well, he's a huge Michigan fan. He just came out and said that he'll pay for next year for
Their
Michigan
quarterback.
He'll pay. It was like $10 million. He's like, I got $10 million myself.
Okay.
So it's like when you start doing that, it gets
that's
dangerous
real dangerous.
because then like
Because then you can get like some fucking whoever fucking
a billionaire from Ohio State can say,
Right.
"Well, I'll give you 50." And it's
Right.
like, whoa,
Right.
we're like college
Right.
18 years
Right.
making $50 million.
or even 10
Where do
million.
we draw the line?
Where do we draw this line?
So that was not going to happen though. That's unrealistic. I don't think that would even.
But it's really
Right,
not.
yeah,
It's really
because
not
there's
for
no rules,
if
yeah.
Dave Portnoy. It's really not for someone to say, "Oh, but we got 20,"
Right.
and then someone like, "Well, we
Yeah,
got
it's
25."
just
It's like,
a good auctioneer.
And
It's
just
like a
over-
good
exactly.
auction, yeah.
Exactly.
People will pay for that top dollar.
Exactly.
And here's where I think is going to also get tricky is that the NBA is suffering from this, right? We
From
got
overpayment?
a new
Yeah.
bingo, and this is going to sound crazy. I hate saying it on an episode because it's there, but like you said earlier, most of us in this generation are against the powers that be. We want people to get paid. We
For
want
sure.
you to get paid at your job. We want you to get paid at your
Right.
job. We want top
We
dollar.
don't want these.
But
There's a line.
there's got to be a line because now college players are getting paid, and we hate the NBA.
Right.
And big majority of white people, for instance, Shaq and Charles Barkley have been on that Joel Embiid. Now I'm switching gears a little bit, but we'll get back to the NCAA. Embiid is being investigated for the first time in NBA history. He's being investigated by the NBA
For faking them and sitting out.
for sitting out. Not Kawhi Leonard, which is a
Right.
topic for another day. I don't know why Kawhi Leonard is getting away with robbery.
I think he'd really be hurt. I think he really
I don't just
Right.
his trainer that the Clippers fired a few years ago is suing the Clippers for $76 million
For what?
for Kawhi, or not $76 million. Pardon me. He was saying Kawhi Leonard should be out for 760 days. They fired him. There's some more
They
to
bring
it.
him back. Or
No, he's fired and he's suing them for wrongful termination
Oh.
and
because he thought 2 years, and they was like, "Nah."
They were like,
"Stay on
"Yeah,
2 years.
right.
We'll bring someone in here who says,
Yeah, right.
We just paid him all this fucking money. All right.
So again, this is another scenario, and I want to get back to what we were talking about. This is the second time with Kawhi. If y'all know anything about the Spurs situation, it happened with the
For
Spurs.
sure, right? He took his own medical advice.
He took his own.
Well, he was
And
clear.
the Spurs was like, no.
He was
That's
cleared
why
by
he
the
went
Maybe
away
to take from
Spurs.
the team. He got his own.
He got his own because he was just like, nah, I'm hurt, and the Spurs was like, enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Spurs said, "You are cleared. We want you
You're
to play."
clear.
And he was like, "Well, my medical dude's like, nah."
So that's what happened with them.
Right.
So now we got his
Another situation. Too many situations
So
around the same
Kawhi,
shit.
we'll get to you. Shout out to whoever's in the chat. Drop a comment. We'll get to Kawhi, but Joel Embiid's being investigated by the NBA. Okay,
I would take about that. That's not.
you want to go on record?
Yep. We say every year. Now, once again, I'll go on record and say I hate people. We make fun of Jimmy Butler for that. I hate low management. I hate it. It's not
Bad.
horrible for basketball, horrible for the sport, horrible for everything. But in this one instance, what do we say every year about Joel Embiid? That he goes crazy.
Yeah.
He's going crazy,
Yeah.
and then he gets hurt in the
In the
playoffs.
playoffs.
So what if they're like, you know what? Let's reverse it because we both said
Right.
if Embiid is in the playoffs playing how he plays, they can win.
Yeah, for
We
sure.
kind of thought that if he gets on that run, they can win.
Yeah.
So and, I mean, do I think Embiid's faking his injuries? No, what was fucked up with him last year?
His,
And he had cerebral palsy and shit.
yeah.
He's not faking this. It's
That
just
was
that
Bell's
whether
fault.
it's bad
He gets
luck,
hurt.
whether he gets hurt.
It was Bell's fault.
I don't think
There's a few of y'all NBA players that have been hitting the
I don't
Ben
think-
Simmons, I'm gonna get on your
Yeah.
ass.
I don't think Embiid fakes it.
Yeah,
I
it
think
would make
he's
sense.
soft,
Why
and
would
he just has too many knickknacks. He don't play right. We
Okay.
can get on and fall and all that shit. But I'm saying, if I'm the 76ers, I'm like, you know what? We're gonna play you 40 games this year. But we're gonna make the playoffs, and we make it. That's when we need you.
Right.
And like, if they win a ring, no one questions it. No one questions it. Because I mean, who questioned Jimmy Butler when he was going on final runs when he was missing 20, 25 games on goal, man?
Yeah.
Shit. And then he was going and sending playoff Jimmy, Michael Jordan's
Because he
son.
didn't do that.
Everybody forgot about that.
Now put on your business hat from the NBA perspective.
For the business hat, we need you to play. We need you to play. I mean, that's
Because-
because you're selling tickets. You're a top 3, top 5
Just won
marketed
MVP.
player. He didn't win last year. He won
Not the year
2 years.
before.
Yeah, just won MVP. Right, you're a top 3 player in the league, though. We cannot have you just sitting on games,
TV games.
TV
national
games especially. Right.
And like, so here's my thing. And again, I'm gonna draw this full circle back to the NCAA. this is what Chuck and Shaq was saying. Shaq more or less, but Chuck, because Chuck has always been consistent with this point. He's like, we're not nurses, we're not steel workers, we're not firefighters. Like, we are playing basketball.
It's a sport, y'all.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 to 4 games a week.
It's a sport.
Y'all don't even practice no more. Where does the line get drawn to where it's like, okay, like y'all are making the most money ever. Like y'all's contracts are,
and keep getting top.
A bench player is making more than Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but every day I'll see it literally. You know what's even crazier than that? And I was trying to make sense of Holden. He said something like, "Who's the one clown from the Knicks that got paid 4 years, $176 million?"
Isaiah.
And I'm like, he gets paid more than Patrick Mahomes. Like when you compare it to sport to sport, it's like there's role players who are getting paid more than the best NFL players.
The NBA hit the bank.
And I get it. NBA, you only have to pay 12 players. NBA, you have to pay 50. So the salary cap, you have to divide it out. It makes sense. But I'm just saying, like, Hardenstein don't deserve $40 million a year. He didn't earn it.
I hate saying what people deserve and what I hate talking about.
It's their work. Like, he got it. Cool.
And I'm sure, if the owners,
take it.
They press the numbers, and I'm sure they're paying them less than what they're worth.
Right. Exactly right.
Here's the thing, though. When you look at it from the bigger perspective, it's like these players, this cut of players are getting paid off the backs of the previous generation players. Because that's how these TV deals work.
Exactly.
Okay, you're selling ads, you're selling TV deals and stuff due to the base of your previous rate.
Numbers, right.
So you negotiated a TV deal, and then it's a 10-year deal.
Right.
We're under this new deal that's been since like 2015 or whatever, and then they're getting paid for that. So you got those previous players, especially the 90s, the early 2000s players that were probably playing, we've all seen it, playing 82 games or trying at least.
The stars.
And then now you got these stars today that are really eating off of their back.
Yep.
They're eating off of their back, and then y'all aren't paying. So y'all aren't paying it for the next generation.
Y'all are getting paid way more than us.
Way more.
You're playing way less than us.
Way more. And it's not a bitter thing.
Right.
It's not a bitter thing. It's like, no, we paid it for y'all. This is what Larry Bird's famous quote is: "Leave the game better than you found it." That's what he told. And
or anything you do.
Kobe kept everybody kept it. Leave the game better than you found it.
Except who?
Except somebody else. There's somebody that reigns over the NBA right now, and the NBA. When me and Hunter was in school, the MLB was in the state that the NBA is in.
MLB.
We was in high school. The MLB. It took.
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout.
Yeah.
It took Mike Trout. They was calling him the savior of baseball.
Just to hear a name.
Baseball was done.
Yep.
Baseball was done.
I didn't know anything. You didn't know who won the championship. Like you would literally go by and like, who won? Like that's crazy. Now it's kind of flipped. Like now we got the Yankees and Dodgers. I was just saying last night. We was all watching.
I told my dad, I said they hit the jackpot. The MLB hit the jackpot.
You see what happened last night?
Grand Slam.
Grand Slam.
You got the two most iconic players in the game play.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
That's what you want.
God dang.
That's what you want. I don't know the commissioner. But shout out because you did that. This is their Cavs and Warriors.
Yeah. This is their Cavs and Warriors. The
Warriors.
Yeah.
And the NBA really needs that. But long story short, we talked about Joel Embiid, that money situation. I said all that to say, could college face that same fate, or is college football too big?
As far as like not playing and unimportant.
Well, they start getting money. Right. Money changes everything. Money changes everything. Some of these players might stop
trying hard.
They might start trying hard, but even outside of that,
that's a big point because a lot of people, college was to get to that. I'm trying my hardest to get here
to make millions.
Now high school is like I'm here.
You might. Do we see scenarios where college players play a few years if their back gets big enough and then they don't finish their degree?
Yeah.
Is there societal impacts from this?
So there's always good and bad because there's also then players because obviously the percentage of college players that go to the NFL is small, 1%, 2%, whatever it is, and obviously it's going to be in the minority. But there will be players who went to college, got paid maybe $200,000, not crazy, but and put it up, and maybe like that when they graduate college and I already got some money and I can start my business and boom, boom, boom. Like there's positives with this.
Yeah.
There's also I'm a millionaire and like I already got my jewelry and I'm a rapper now and I'm living like this. And it's like, bro, you're 19 years old, you're still a kid. And like that's the thing. Having that much, not only money but fame and notoriety. Like Shador Sanders, man, like then people and I like Shador, I like Travis Hunter, all of them, but I'm just saying it's hard to handle. He's handling it good. He's handling it well, but that's because Deion's his fucking dad.
Right.
Like let's talk about I'm trying to think of someone else who my prediction is next 2 years we will have a way worse Johnny Manziel situation. Because Johnny Manziel's getting paid under the table, but not like 50 racks and 60 racks. I'm talking about, imagine Johnny Manziel openly knowing people he's getting paid $4 million and everybody like that. He was cool. He had high enough. He was just clay partying. That's going to happen. These guys are 18, 19 years old. I mean, you're 18, 19. You're young. You have that much money and you're not famous. You can get anywhere. Everything like that's a drug. Every celebrity we've ever known at 18 years old, they grow up and tell us, ooh. Everyone. I mean, like I said,
I know it's so hard because societal perspective,
there's good and bad. It's just an extreme.
And then, but like it be affecting the sport. It's so weird how that happens, you know, because the more money these people make, the sport suffers.
What I will say,
people used to get the bag, and if you remember, back to the MLB. They was getting. I mean, they're still getting. They've been getting the money.
They was getting the more money way before the narrative used to be they got paid the most. Everyone's like, why not play baseball? Because you get paid more.
And again,
less
same fate. And that's why I just want to caution people that the NBA is on a collision course with the fate that baseball was in, because those players was getting paid off the backs of the 2000 Derek Jeter, for sure. And then it suffered in 2010 and 12. Because the players got paid all the money. They was just like, we don't give a fuck.
I really don't know, bro. I'm telling you, I really don't think NBA can come back. That only because they I was just thinking in 2 years it could be a brand new story that did everything. But they've done even the Wemby thing. Wemby's cool and he's good. He's better than we all thought, and he hasn't got injured yet and everything. But he ain't running the NBA. No one ain't. We're not tapped in the Spurs games. We're not. It just ain't.
But that's just not yet. Once people will start retiring and he starts progressively getting better,
maybe
he might be like the new.
Do we care about the Tatum story anymore?
No, I never cared about that.
This is his fake revenge season.
I know the MVP
and he went crazy his first
game. He went crazy.
Do we care about the Fat Lucas story? We did, and that was the last person at the beginning of the career we kind of wasn't sure about.
Yep.
Where when Lucas first, second, third game, he breaks his records. We're like, okay, Fat Europe dude came over here and he's hooping, going crazy. Yeah. And even that died off. So I'm saying Anthony Edwards. Me and you love players like Anthony Edwards. I don't care no more.
No,
I've been saying that. He's not. I don't care anymore.
I got my own theories too on that. And so, how do y'all feel? Let me get y'all involved. How do y'all feel? Do y'all feel like? So with the NBA, another problem that they're facing is that, like he said, Wemby, Luka, Jokic. These are European players, right?
Right. Sure. Giannis.
The NBA is suffering from American stars.
Ain't no
There's no American stars.
Well, like I said, it's
but they've been trying. They've
top
had
10, 2 of America.
And they've tried to give it to Edwards, and he's the guy right now. They tried Tatum. It didn't work out how it was supposed to work.
First he was Ja.
He got in
trouble.
He got in trouble right now.
And it's the guy right now. They've tried it. They're trying it. They tried him with the Olympics and stuff. They're trying. Yeah. And but again, this society, what's going on with that? Why isn't America producing stars like we used to?
Okay, one. We live in a different era. Do you think that The Rock and Stone Cold would have been as big as they was if we had Twitter and we saw all their fucking horrible things they did? We had people. We can get on and see everything. Back then, there was clear-cut directive obligations of we're pushing it.
Right.
And it sticks. Same thing like radio songs. We say all the time, we don't listen to radio no more. We don't even know what's going on. But at the time, we hate those songs. We're grown men. We hear a song like that.
I remember
we was forced that song. We was forced these guys, and there wasn't many people dragging them down. Now we can see if they beat their wife.
Yeah,
we can see everything. Yeah. We can see and not only can we see the real bad thing, but then there's people who make up bad things.
Right.
It's just social media. Really, like I said, I hate to be that guy because obviously social media does good things too. Blah blah blah. But bro, when you compare, when I watch the wrestling in the '90s and just that early 2000s. I watch a lot of Watch Mojos, them rankings and shit. Yeah. When I do the nostalgia ones, the early 2000s, bro, prime fucking era, bro. It just don't because
the best of both worlds.
Because we had cell phones, low budget ones, where I could call you if I needed to. I could send a bullshit text or a page, whatever.
And we have the toughness of the grit.
Exactly. This shit is just too, bro. Like I said, I don't want to. I hate sounding like the old head.
It sucks.
I hate sounding like the old head because that's what all that's saying.
Yeah.
My time.
You're right.
But it's like, man, this is bad,
Bro, we're not even that far removed from it, bro. So
bro.
that's not like people alive.
It started, you know when it kind of started for me, when I kind of noticed. And because even our high school social media, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it was nowhere near.
I wouldn't like it is today.
Nothing. Like nowadays, you have to like celebrity. You have to have Twitter because
Yeah.
that's what represents you.
Yeah.
Back then, it was like rare,
Optional,
and like
It was
you could-
optional.
it was optional,
It was optional
and
back
like
then.
it was so
Yeah.
low. Like you could hit a celebrity up, and they got 10,000 followers.
Right.
But like, and like they might hit you back. It's like so
And they
small.
just tweeting bullshit
They
like.
just tweeting bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
All these famous rappers, go look at the tweets 2020. They're hilarious. They're just
Yeah.
like, just at McDonald's. They're just dumb.
Just tweet.
Just tweet.
Now it's a brand. Though.
Now
They
it's a
got to
brand.
protect. They can't say certain shit.
PR coming out.
Yeah.
It's not used the same.
So you mentioned Holden, younger guests in the room. How do y'all feel about Hunter answered it pretty good. How do y'all feel about American-born stars like in our sports? Like
I mean, like he just said, like it's just a different time now. Like this, like social media is a
And
huge
to-
impact.
Yeah,
but what about? Go ahead. No, before I
and to say like the third, the Europeans and shit, they don't use social media. They're not on. They don't, like Luca,
Mhm.
Joker.
Joker, all of them aren't even on that shit. So
Honest.
they never have the opportunity to even get like clowned or slip up or anything like that. So I mean, I don't really think
Maybe
that.
that's the strategy. I never thought of that. Giannis is not like they don't have big presence
Right, they don't.
on
Yeah, right.
other things.
That's definitely.
They just play basketball.
We see it in rapping.
Right.
We see that exactly right.
It's hard to promote someone who's getting in trouble like Ja or who's just cussing all the time and.
Or just always like
Right.
that. Or
I
just
thought that's just what it is.
Yeah.
everybody don't like the fact that everybody's seen so much is I don't think it's a good thing.
No, it's not a good thing.
It's
It's
not
not a good thing. You think that exposure is good,
Good or bad.
but it kind of works in the inverse because
Yeah.
you lose that mystique, and then it also opens up, it unveils everything. But I'm saying more so like, how do y'all feel about the actual Jokic to me and Luka? Luka not so much, but Jokic is a clear-cut better player than any American player. You see what I'm saying? At basketball,
Right.
we were just talking about star power, but I'm talking about basketball.
You're talking about skill.
I'm talking about skill and basketball.
I mean-
Like we're not producing Michael Jordan.
No, yeah.
We're not producing Alvin Iverson. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like as far as the skill on the court,
Right.
we're not
Right,
producing
for sure.
Michael Vick. We're not. We are, but it's not.
I
the
would say
same.
we are. It's just they're not.
Here's my take.
Everyone's so good nowadays. It's not.
I don't think that.
That's what I think it
I
is.
don't think that.
I think it doesn't look like we're not producing them because there's so often that. Anthony Edwards is literally a Michael Jordan type. I know that's the cliche thing. That
When the
compares a
game
lot.
changes, you practice what the game changed for. So these new AAU guys, they're like
You said
for now when
Hey,
it's a different. The game evolved. Dude, we don't get AIs and Michael Jordans because it's not the same NBA they're trying to get to. The NBA is different. Even the fucking Currys. That said, I mean, we all love Curry and we think Curry did it the correct way, but like these little kids and these people, they don't know that. They're just shooting threes.
Right,
And
right.
AAU coaches and their coaches are just letting them.
Right.
We've been seeing this half court shit since LaMelo.
Yeah.
Since all that shit. Like we hated that basketball. And I'm a LaMelo fan, but like when he scored that 80, we're like, dude, come on. That's not horrible for the sport, and we don't care about that. So these OGs or these Europeans, they're over there. They're not. I don't think. Yes, they look at the NBA and they like strive to get their NBA is obviously the biggest sport for basketball, but they're more as far as practicing fundamentals as far as
bingo.
like
Bingo.
double drip threes, Jordan Poole as fuck, like
Right.
shit like that.
Right.
Jordan
So-
Poole hooped a few nights ago.
Right,
It
but-
was horrible.
Hey, now what do you mean? He had like 6 threes in the first
That's
6
what
nights?
I'm
of the
saying.
It
game?
was horrible. The rest
I
of the
know
game.
he ended up with like 7 threes. Like,
And there's just different hoops.
Jordan Poole.
Okay, I agree, but I'm also like my eyes have been thinking about this for a long time. Is that like society is so vastly different now? Like you got really rich people
Yeah.
and really poor people at this state that we're in 2024. In the mid 2000s, when we were getting Jordans, when we were getting Allen Iverson, Michael Vicks, those kind of people, you had people in the hood, you had poor people. You didn't have this much rich people though, right? You see what I'm saying? Like the
Scales off.
the scale.
Yeah.
I'm saying, why aren't we seeing more people from like a lot of reasons why Allen Iverson was marketable, Michael Vick. There's some other players that I'm storming. You had your J.R. Smith. You had these hood people, okay? These hood,
Marshawn.
we used to play at
That's what they
inside.
tried to do with John Morant.
But didn't we run his card? And he was,
everybody was like, you grew up in that. I don't even know how true all that is, but that was
true. He grew up in, but that don't mean that you're not. I mean,
it does, but it means you're fake. Like
you're fake.
Yeah, like
if
you have a 2 parents and you live in a nice ass house, I mean, you're trying to be hood rather than there's people out there that's their actual fucking circumstances.
Right.
They wish they could be in your fucking thing.
Yeah.
So it's a different thing.
Okay, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we're losing that athlete. I can't remember. Maybe Lamar Jackson. I don't know his back. I haven't really.
He's from the slums.
He's from the slums. That's what I thought.
Yeah, he's from
Lamar's from the slums. Okay.
But you're right. That hungry. That I need to get out and like for everything. My family. Like,
but then was groomed correctly too.
Right.
Like, it's still professional. We heard LaMelo. I sent it to y'all. LaMelo Ball won a game a few nights ago. Then in his interview,
horrible interview.
But like more so than that, it's like dude, again, running your background. I'm not shitting on anybody. I salute. I have no problem. Silver spoon people. Besides,
when I was telling Hope, when I have my kid, I hope that
they're silver spoon.
That's what the goal is.
That's the goal.
For sure.
But you can notice when it's happening. Like you said, what was he saying? That's gang.
That's gang. And I don't like that image. Y'all know me. I do not like when somebody like, dude, like I get it. Like, you know, you're big baller. Right. I know your dad. Your dad grew up there. Right. But like I don't like imitation. I don't like imitation on black culture. It just period. I don't like that. I don't like that LaMelo does it. I don't like. So I'm saying like we need the person that is actually from the slums. But was groomed correctly. Like I said, they got out, but they got a coach when they was in 10th grade. You know how the story
the Mike Tyson story.
The Mike Tyson story. They got a good coach in 10th grade that like that led them correctly and groomed them correctly, showed them how to be professional, but like still keep that dog in. We haven't had that in a long time.
Where's Ant from?
Ant is definitely that story. Ant is really like that.
Yeah, I know.
This what I'm talking.
Yeah, I know.
He really is like that.
I know.
So that's why the NBA is trying to work with that as their American player. They tried Tatum. Tatum's too soft to me. And there's a lot of like buzz things that Tatum that NBA Finals press conference thing didn't work. Not anything's possible. We did it.
Oh my!
That kind of stuff is a PR night.
We all made fun of him.
Everybody made fun of him all summer long. They made fun of him so bad that during their ring ceremony, I don't know if y'all seen it. Jaylen Brown joked and said he was behind Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum was speaking.
He said that,
and Jaylen Brown was like, "We did it," and then they all got weak. It's a funny.
That's an ongoing joke.
Yeah, it's an ongoing joke. So Tatum not gonna get it done. They tried the Luka and Tatum thing, and it didn't hit like it was supposed to.
We didn't care.
Nobody cared.
No one cared. We had Luka and Tatum, and no one cared.
Nobody.
I think I might have watched one or two.
That was supposed to be big.
Kyrie folded. He was supposed to be. Kyrie was supposed to be.
That was supposed to be a big story. There was stories. There was Kyrie versus the Celtics.
Yeah.
And
he was already been in that position. He was the only one that's been in the finals. And besides Tatum, and he got thrashed by Curry, but
it just didn't hit. So kind of veering off, just speaking of like people kind of maneuvering out of that situation, like how do y'all feel about the Lil Durk situation?
Oh man,
he's crushed. Give it to me.
He's crushed, bro. I don't think
I'm seeing. I mean, these reports, I haven't seen any distinguishing reports that he's like. I mean, it's murder for hire, so he's facing like life or the death penalty.
How do we get
like? What happens if like he's the first rapper on death row?
What happened just 5 years ago?
Bobby Shmurda or someone was on death row.
He ain't the first rapper.
Yeah, that's like there was somebody else.
Might be the biggest.
Biggest. I mean, I'm saying like.
But who was
on death row?
But he wasn't facing life. I don't know if he was facing life or death.
What is wasn't like 5 years ago? Didn't like Durk like have a big case?
Yeah.
Him and Paul was locked up. Yeah.
Right, and then like.
What happened? They tried.
They won the case. Obviously,
they won the case, but then they tried to. And this is. I don't know all the smoke and mirrors, but I see through smoke and mirrors. We've done a podcast. We know how shit works. The last 5 years, they tried to clean up Durk's image.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they promoted him. They tried to make him the mainstream.
He was never mainstream. He tried to go with Islam.
He was never mainstream.
He started to go mainstream. He got a new deal. All my life, the Disney songs. It was smoke and mirrors. They tried to clean up his image because they knew case and stuff. So, now tell me a little bit. Do you know anything about the Wire situation?
I just read that one of his close friends was wearing a wire.
Yeah,
For years.
Yeah, dude did 12 years in jail and got out.
Yeah.
And like Durk, they was already cool before he went to jail, whatever. Dirk gave him like $50,000 when he got out. They was all cool. There was just a video popped up,
Yeah.
but he supposedly was wearing a wire.
And like for the rest of the time since he's been.
Yeah, and then it's funny because Durk even has a song called "Federal Nightmares" where he's literally talking about his
homie
wearing a wire and shit. And it's crazy because it's literally what's going on exactly right now.
It's a fucked up life. Like this always had that thought.
I just life or the death penalty is crazy.
Yeah.
Nah,
He's probably crushed right now.
He's crushed.
He's crushed. Like going from that to that, they said he tried to flee.
He booked like 3 flights to different, the trick to finish, but no,
They easily
swooped his ass.
You're not getting away.
But he did it. Yeah, he did it.
So there's no chance of him ever getting out of this.
I mean, that's what they always say. He'll find a way. They'll find something.
I thought.
I mean, like a mistrial or something, but I don't see that happening. But he wearing a wire for that long, like.
Yeah.
But when's the last time a rapper really got put away?
I was about to
Have we ever seen a rapper really get put away?
Yeah.
They tried to say Kodak was getting put away. Melly's the only one.
Oh, you mean for years and stuff?
For a while.
I'm telling you.
For life.
I mean, Young Thug. I mean, unless he can get out on this mistrial. They've been
I forgot
running the Rio rappers for
I just 3 years ago. How you been locked up for 3 years?
Yeah.
I was literally in my brain. I'm like,
you got older. You got something like when we was growing up. Max D. There was rappers.
Lucci.
Yeah,
Lucci's fucked up right now.
Yeah.
I guess there is.
But I'm getting locked up.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like hard time. Like they always say something like,
Fetty Wap been locked up for a long time.
Yeah, but no one gives a fuck about.
I'm just saying.
When Young Thug, I thought he'd be out of it by now. Really cannot lie.
Yeah.
I knew how big he was, and like, I don't keep up with these cases to really know, but like when they were saying like they arrested him, blah blah, I'm like he's getting out.
For sure,
3 years later, he's still locked.
He's fucked up.
So
and the whole YSL situation, I mean that was all sticky. You know,
It's a fucking big old mess.
It's a big mess.
Yeah.
But like to your point about Durk, I mean they're trying to get him out on this mistrial.
Mm-hmm.
Doug will be out potentially out within a year.
You think so?
I've been watching a little bit of the case and stuff, and
I've been reading things.
They are horrible. It's not the judges, his attorneys and the prosecutor and stuff. Horrible.
Ain't that crazy how the system works? That like so many people have got out just on mission. Like they aim for mission. We're past the point of aiming if I'm innocent.
Right.
I'm going to aim at a fault in the court
right.
so I can get off free.
Right.
It's not about whether I did it right. Like no one really cares about the justice.
Right.
Let me find a loophole.
Yep.
On how it's just the system is so crazy, bro. It's just,
You got enough money to pay a lawyer like that, they'll find the fucking.
And I really wish I read a little bit before. Shout out to whoever's in the chat. I don't know what's going on with YB.
Young boys might be done.
Yeah,
might have to sit down for a minute. He was on house arrest for a long time up in Utah.
Yeah,
he was facing two crucial cases of like. I think they were just gun charges or 2 big cases.
You know he's on probation.
He's on probation, all that.
So
he beat one in New York. This was like a year and a half ago. He beat one. And I don't know what one might be like attempted murder or whatever because the whole thing he did with T Grizzly. He beat one. Was cool. And for a long time, he's like, I got one, I got one left. And they just got his ass and like added mad shit to it. And they're talking about 10 years now. Who knows? But like,
he wanted to.
Hey man,
no, he's gonna sit his ass down. I was sorry. I would just listen to his last album, and I'm like, he hasn't dropped since the beginning of 2023.
There's some weird shit. We got some years in. There's some weird shit going on, man. The feds is doing a sweep. Yeah. Not only on rappers, but entertainment across the board. And it's a weird.
It's everyone's going down.
Now I don't know. I know y'all probably just briefly seen it and didn't read into it, but the Abercrombie and Fitch CEO.
I didn't see that.
He's part of the sex trafficking.
Is he like known, or is he just known as the Abercrombie and Fitch?
He's known as Abercrombie and Fitch.
It's not like
I mean, that's a big. I mean,
but he's not like a face that anyone would know.
No, not as far as like fame or anything like that. But they're linking him to the sex trafficking thing and the Diddy situation because he had Ashton Kutcher got his. That's how Ashton Kutcher started. He was an Abercrombie and Fitch model.
Okay.
And Ashton Kutcher is tied in with this Diddy thing, baby.
Right.
So it's all tied in there, but. We talked. Go ahead.
Wasn't he like a big advocate for like sex trafficking?
Yeah. We talked about that. Ashton Kutcher a few years back in 2020. Him and his wife.
a big speech and shit.
Yeah, he started the
Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher's wife.
It's a girl from
the girl that always acts with him. She was in the '70s show.
Okay.
Yeah. Sexy.
They're doing what?
They started an organization, a sex trafficking, anti-sex trafficking organization.
So you're saying, but he's really tied into that shit.
Okay.
And it, it was so Danny Master, his buddy on the '70s show, the dude with the beard, and then he was on the ranch, and he's in jail. He's in jail for
that was just that just came out like months ago.
Yeah,
he got fucked up.
That was his best friend in real life too.
Like real
Real rap. And so, like, when that happened, everybody was looking at Ashton Kutcher like,
I think
they interviewed him. Remember, they wrote letters. Ashton Kutcher and his wife wrote letters to the judges and stuff, trying to excuse the dude, saying
that's his guy.
That's his guy.
Right.
And then you had the Dave Franco. Was it David James Franco and Seth Rogen situation where they was writing in behalf of. There's a lot of sexual assault situation going on, but people was looking at Ashton Kutcher with the Danny situation, like you just started this organization.
It's weird, right?
But like, let's just give the benefit of the doubt in conversation. Like, how salty is that really? Like, what Ashton Kutcher have no idea this dude was. It's like, this has been my guy for 20 years. I've done 3 shows with this guy. He's one of my best friends, and it's like I found out like, yo guys, I had no clue. This is my best friend. Like that's a fucked up situation because it's like.
Now the flip side of it, it's you're tied in with that. Now we get the Abercrombie and Fitch news, and we know you're heavily associated with Diddy.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all good.
It's gonna be good.
There's so many people.
They come out 2 weeks ago, him and the girl, and say that they're getting ready to move to Europe. They're getting ready to move to Europe. Yeah, they just said that 2 weeks
in the
ago.
country.
There's not a celebrity you could tell me really where I would be like, no way.
Really?
Not many.
That they had nothing to do with it or knew. I think there's some.
But them are kind of the same.
That's a topic that's going to be somewhere down the line that we got to talk about. That how many people are culpable that knew.
Yeah.
And did it.
You get like, if you know something, if I tell you I'm about to go commit murder.
But that's different.
I know it's different. I'm just saying.
When everyone knows and you're just one of the people that know that hasn't said shit, it doesn't hit the same as if you told me right now that you just went and killed someone and
For sure.
it doesn't even have it like, who would say, I don't give a fuck, am I going to be the one to go save her? Like, it's not realistic. Especially when you know that everyone that's tied into it is literally
There's few. There's very few of like actors or musicians or just entertainment. Since we've grown up, and you said like, he was fucking around Diddy. I'm like, who wasn't? Like Diddy had that. Who hasn't been to a Diddy party? That's what everybody says. Like
everybody been to a Diddy
party. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, and that's the fucked up part.
It's fucked up, but all his parties weren't like that.
No.
Like I heard he just threw good ass parties.
What was that dude in the interview saying? That was everyone knew it was an unspoken thing that after the event we was going to Diddy's party. Like no one even had to say that.
Right.
Yeah. Who was that? I think
it was Bow Wow.
That was Bow Wow. Yeah.
Then
he's like,
Bow Wow. That he's a freak.
You know who else was cool?
Young ass in
a lot of parties.
Donald Trump.
Well, I'm sure he has, but Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
So,
but Dave Chappelle, I don't think you've never heard his name.
Let some shit come out about you, dude.
Right. Do we think?
I hope not. That's gonna break my heart.
He's one of the few people we look at as integrity in the business. So I'm saying like, so I'm saying that's the line of like, just because he's at the party, like
Kobe was at Diddy's party like a week before he died.
Cat Williams, Cat Williams ain't had nothing but good to say about that.
There's a video and stuff of him dancing. That's what I'm saying. If you was a celebrity, it was just like that's the link up.
Right.
That's just the link up. I'm like, but then there was definitely we all know.
There was some after hour parties.
The LeBron party.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, we here now. I wasn't planning on talking about Diddy, but we ain't gotta get into the case. Let me just say, and I've said it on stream a lot, that there, like I said earlier, the Feds is doing a sweep. We talked, me, him, and Shane talked off record a little bit a few weeks ago, just kind of about how if we felt if the Feds were involved and protecting their own asset, or if they're actually trying to get these people. Right. And I said my stance, which was I think that the Feds are tied in with 1,000%. But it's just weird, man. I mean, it still kind of goes to what I said because they still would be kind of, but they're picking people off left and right now. Like they're picking people off left and right, and also, these politicians are not. Donald Trump's stance right now, and J.D. Vance now has gone on multiple podcasts and saying, Elon Musk has now said it too. If they get in office, they are they're pretending or saying that. Comment on the thing. There.
All right, what you texting
Don't
me
be
for?
scared. Yeah, don't be scared.
Don't be texting me.
But we'll see. We'll see if Trump gets in office. But they're making it seem like they're going to indict or prosecute like politicians.
You know what I think it might be? How the world right now is our generation fights back, with the powers that be. That's how it is. Like, what if the same thing's going on in, like, the higher ups? Like, to where the higher ups, like the real higher ups, are used to controlling the police force and the FBI and all that to a T. But, like, what if, like, now that a few FBI are like, fuck y'all?
Right.
And, like, no one ever think, like, to where, like, people act like it can't be both.
Right.
It can be real FBI people who are like, nah, fuck them. I care about justice. That's what we see the shows about.
Yeah, sure.
And
there's the good cops.
Very few. But, like, what if that's the case? And they're like, no, we're going to do what we can.
Right.
And, like, the powers that be, like, fuck. Like, I'm trying to put it out, kind of like, you know what I'm saying, during the real time. Like, I think that's more likely to where, like, I think that, the feds are doing this. I mean, that's just clear. And you're saying protect the asset, like, which I also think is true. I think, like, both are true, and that's what gives me that conclusion, because if there's, the Epstein list not coming out, that's clear as protecting assets.
That's our modern day JFK.
It's bigger. Because if, like I said, if that really did come out, then America would tumble and fall and crumble.
Our whole entertainment industry.
Fucking entertainment, government,
yeah,
and everything.
Yeah,
everything. From the billionaires that run the world behind the scenes, from the Congress, from the entertainment, from like everything would come crashing down. So, like, do you really want the list out? And that's the fucked up part. Do you really want it?
But the thing also is, like, this is a weird way to look at it, or a scary way to look at it. Like, if they do, the internet has unveiled everything. And what we found out is that, I said this joke a few years ago, that God has a funny way. God is funny. We ask for information. We ask for revelation. We ask, for files to be unleashed. And if you read throughout history, God has a funny way of answering certain shit like that, and he'll give you everything and shove it down and make you throw up.
Right.
And you're like, this is too much.
Right.
It's that whole like gore thing that we talk about. Sometimes it can be too much.
Yeah.
It can be too much. And you can get sick on it.
For sure.
And this is my personal belief, and I'll get back to my point, is that's what I really believe is going on, is that the veil has been uncovered. And me and you talked about that in high school a lot, like, scripturally. There's a veil that in times a veil gets released. Right. So what does that mean?
Right.
I think this is what that means. All information is available.
Yeah.
The internet, it's free game.
Yeah.
All information is available. Let y'all figure it out. So, damn, I lost my fucking point. Oh, what if, like, the same people that are on these lists, say the FBI, say your theory is right. Say this theory is right. The FBI goes after those top-notch people and stuff, right? But the people that's on the list is Congress and Senate and politicians, and it comes out. I said on my Facebook a few, the term Indian giver. Mm-hmm. That stems from Andrew Jackson, a president from a long time ago during the Indian Removal Act. Well, he reneged he gave them, treaties and stuff, and then said no.
Right.
And he said, well, I'm the one
who did it.
Who can enforce it?
Right.
Right. Who can enforce it? So no. And my same theory is today. Like, if your theory is right, but the politicians are wrong, and the people that like run the judicial branch, the executive branch, if they're on there, like, what are we going to do? Like, we're going to put them in jail?
Right.
So, like, that, to your point, like, it's a scary situation, because either it does crumble, or the information gets out there and everybody's just openly walking around as pedophiles because, like, they're free.
But the fucked up part is you've been seeing that shit, because we don't even gotta get deep into it, but like that shit, they was using a term for pedophiles.
Yeah, it's called minor attracted adults.
You talking about?
Like, that's a
term. They've been trying to ease this in for the last few years.
Yeah, exactly.
They're trying to make it a part of like LGBT. Like,
almost where it's like normal.
It's a common thing.
Like, oh no,
it's just your preference. That's your minor attraction.
Right. It's like no.
Trying
to make it, like you just said, that's tied into, like I said, and that's That drives me crazy.
That's what's
And
really, and that's where we agree.
That's
That's
where
where everybody, and I'll say it on the record, so it's for everybody. That's what I really truly believe is going on. They're trying to buy themselves enough time, and they're trying to also they're trying to hold off on this stuff coming out, and on the flip side, they're trying to get society used to that term
for sure
to pedophilia.
So when it comes out that they're all doing it,
well, it's illegal.
It was
for
the
sure,
same
right.
thing. That's why, like, bro, 10, 15 years ago, this whole LGBTQ.
It was illegal.
It was I'm not even saying that it should be legal. I think it's the push because they asked for an inch, and we're like, all right. We was like, okay, and then they was like, well, we need another inch. We're like,
That's
okay,
crazy.
shut up, and we'll give you an inch.
True.
And then they're like, a couple of years later, we need another inch, and then like
And
it
the next
just
thing you know,
progressively.
girls are in, men are in girls' sports.
And men, exactly, and like co-ed college dorms are being shared, but like it's crazy shit to think about, like where it's going to be at 10 to 15 years. So like you just said, they're easing it. Don't ever take a year. It's not one time, but like if you start saying that mine are attractive and start making that like, well, everybody does it. Everybody like that. Then in 10 years, it's like it's normal to like it's back to Elvis Presley days, and we're walking around with 12 years old.
That's how it used to be. And back in the 60s,
it wasn't looked at like how it was, and we a little bit before the 60s, but us growing up in, in the 1800s and all that shit, like, it was not, I'm married to a 13 years old, I'm 30 years old. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's I think we came too far to go back to me dating 13-year-olds, bro. And like, come on, bro. Like, that's something I can never, ever get down with. I hate the LGBTQ push more than anybody.
You said the push.
The push, yeah. If you are one of them, identify one, cool. I hate the push that, people giving, 6-year-olds medication to change their body. Come on.
I did not even plan on saying this. It just popped in my head. I do not like no freaky ass nigga playing. Listen, I was in Kroger's yesterday, bro. I was in fucking Kroger's yesterday by the cookie aisle. And this, what I assume to be like this, like blue-eyed white girl with just a stronger face. She looked like Miss Strat, like was staring at me and like kind of cheesing. And there was another adult woman next to her shopping. And I thought that she was staring at me because I was trying to move my cart in their direction. They was by the refrigerator. Right. And I was trying to, they had to move so I could open up the fridge. That's what I thought. And then I seen the person in a couple different aisles and they kept looking at me. And then when I got a good gauge, it was a dude. It was a fucking dude. It was a dude. He had a strong face, but he had blue eyes. Look, I thought it was a white girl, and like he was walking around. He had like black sweats on, and like his ass poked out, just trying to make it abundantly clear that he was a girl.
Right.
And it just listen. I could be shadow banned. I don't care. I do not. Just stop. Just fucking stop.
And even like I said, if you're an adult, whatever. Like I said, I have my preference. You have yours. You're an adult. Make your decision. Live your life. If you don't bother me, I won't bother you.
Certainly.
I live like that. Like I said, when you start indoctrinating it to our children, our kids, and that's how 20 years later, that's how the culture becomes. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. Yeah. We are
a product of what we
in the early 2000s. That's what we are. Because that's what we grew up in. Mm-hmm. So it's the same exact thing, man. It just makes me nervous for certain things, like them teaching in schools.
Yeah, y'all ain't even got to worry about it with me. Y'all, I know we got a father in the room. Be Mitch and stuff, but I'm just letting y'all know. There's two things I'm gonna say. Y'all ain't teachers and people like this is live stream on my Facebook. Y'all ain't got to worry. Y'all teach my kid anything to do with like sex and orientation or if I come up there and because now they could like get sex changes without parental. Yeah. I'm telling y'all.
Oh, say that again.
They can get sex changes. Your 12-year-old child can go to tell their teacher. Complain. I just don't feel like myself. And, well, what do you feel like? Do you feel like a boy? Yes, I feel like a boy. And they put him on testosterone.
And what he just did is so slept on because that's what they do, and that's the point. They ask the questions to the kids who can't think. Mm-hmm. They give them the option. You must feel like a boy. It's like, well, maybe I did. Maybe I was 11 years old going through puberty. Who here did feel a little bit different when they're going through puberty? That's what it is.
And you don't know.
And you don't know that at the time.
You don't know that at the time.
But our parents said, you're going through puberty.
Right.
These people are saying,
maybe
maybe you're a boy.
Maybe you're a boy.
Maybe you're a girl. And it's just like, no, whoa, how did we get here?
Right.
Like, there is still, like, it's normal human evolution to feel weird or to not really know who yourself is. I'm 29, 28, and I still don't know who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
That's not crazy.
No. And
So-
I'm just saying, for the fathers,
Well, hold on. I know who I am as far as gender.
right.
Right.
I'm just saying, y'all don't got to worry about it for me. I feel like some of the guys in here share the same sentiment. If Junior comes home and you get word of that, I mean, this is me. Y'all ain't gonna have to worry about school the next day. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, real
I'm
shit.
telling you.
Real
No,
shit.
no.
Yeah, it's
No.
old school time. It's
Y'all know I'm mine's gonna be a little bit different. Hands and and bullets. I'm not playing with my kid. One of my favorite line on one of Doc's songs is I'm looking to shoot through any pervert that lives, keep the family safe. He said that on Meet the Gramps, and it stuck out to me because the angle that the song was about was
For sure.
that part is talking about pedophilia.
right.
And then you get to Mr. Morale, and really what it is, him with the shotgun and shit. It's him
Protecting.
his family because he got kids, and it changed his whole thinking on. And he's in the industry.
Right.
He's probably thinking, I see what's going on with the
Right.
sex trafficking shit. I just had kids,
Right.
and that's what the concept of the album.
Yeah.
So that's my jig, bro. I'm looking to shoot through any pervert that survives. If y'all fuck with my kid with this weird ass shit, this minor attracted shit, I'm telling you.
100%.
I'm telling you.
What do you think that I'm only asking you because you don't have kids, but you do have a lot of nieces and nephews that you care for in that age group. I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
About that.
have you, I want, like I said, you shouldn't bring it up because then that you indirectly be bringing it up.
Right.
But like, Paris and them, they were like middle school. Like, that we and you met in middle school.
Yeah.
I remember vividly in middle school. You're old. I mean, what the fuck? We were 12, 13.
Yeah, your whole life starts to shake.
Yeah, right. So I'm saying, like, I wonder if like they're already.
I haven't even asked them. I haven't gotten in. I've talked to them too. I haven't gotten any. Them girls specifically seem normal. They seem like normal teenage girls. But like my nephews and stuff like that are in elementary. I haven't asked them what the indoctrination is. Like if they,
because just from what I've seen, they weren't raised as far as like how you was raised.
Right.
Like your dad
nah,
preaching the fucking your brain. You know what I'm saying?
nah,
They had pawpaw, but that's nice pawpaw. I've seen that pawpaw around this kid's grandpa.
Right. Yeah, they're more free to
Yeah.
get induced by those kind of things.
Right. And we, when we grew up, we just didn't, me and you could have got.
Yeah.
It's just we was kids.
Yeah.
We could have easily got
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
fucking society. So
Call
it's
it the
not.
woke woman environment.
Yeah, exactly. They took woke from everything. That's the
stole-
worst term of all time.
So woke and they stole.
Oh, they ruined it.
Woke is horrible.
That word is ruined.
If you say that, I'm like,
Just real quick, I know we got some college football gear coming up.
That's right. I'm over here looking at my phone like it's
Yeah, you don't do. What I don't know if everybody kind of tuned in, but we got. I'll just get everybody's takes real quick. Donald Trump, JRE, but we got Beyonce and Kamala.
At the concert, or at the
Is this a coincidence?
no.
No.
On the same day.
You see that?
Yeah, I seen that
Okay.
for sure.
Same
Not-
day.
not-
Same place too.
Not in close.
Texas too.
Beyonce.
I don't think Houston was
And Houston and yeah.
Kamala got word because we found out 4 days ago, and I said that when Elon broke whatever.
Yeah.
And then Donald went on Full Send and said, "Oh, I'm going."
Yeah.
So it confirmed it.
Where does Joe Rogan do his podcast at?
Austin.
Austin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when the Democrats heard that, they pulled out the Hail Mary.
You got the big dog.
I just want to know how Jay-Z feels about that.
I just want to know. See, here's the thing with Beyonce and them. You can't even on record and say what you want. You can't even. I mean, like what? Is B Mitch gonna tell the truth on here?
Right.
You gotta do it. You gotta deal with certain people.
Yeah. No, they should. Beyonce
I do
stood
not-
that low to be a pawn.
Just entertainers, please stay out of the way.
Yeah.
Entertainers,
Just stay out the way. Exactly.
like,
Let them do politics.
A lot have been joining in like
I
recently.
know.
Usher.
Yeah.
Who else?
I know.
Uh,
Applies. I mean, the list goes.
Oh, yeah,
the list goes
Applies,
on and
for
on with
sure.
these rappers and stuff.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Like, here's my thing. It's like y'all don't stick by them anyway. Like,
No.
but I don't blame them, y'all. I blame y'all. 24/7 because y'all continuously forget What happens?
Yep.
Y'all let 4 years ago, y'all let Joe Biden go up to the Breakfast Club and say you're not black if you don't vote for me. Don't let him do that. I didn't let him do that.
That happened.
That happened.
Yep.
And then he gives us the 4 years, and everybody's complaining. But where are those same people that endorsed him? No,
No one ever follows up.
no one ever follows up.
Yeah,
Y'all endorse these candidates. Here's what I'll say: Beyonce, fine. You endorse Kamala, fine. Who's to say? I might vote for her. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying that ain't the point.
Back it up.
Back it up.
In 2 years,
Back it up. Don't go 4 years of silence like you do.
Right.
Don't go for it to fly in your private jet above us. Back her up. Back her up. If she gets in and it's chaotic, well, stand by her.
Right.
Stand by her.
Yep.
Come out publicly, use your power.
No one stood by Biden.
Nobody stood by Biden.
Hell no.
Nobody.
Except Mr. Elliott.
Yeah,
But everybody.
shout out to our history teachers out there. Hopefully we make you proud. But then lastly, before we close, Donald Trump and Joe Rogan,
We need to have like a full.
yeah, we'll have a full. Yeah, we'll have a full
watch
stream.
it first.
Yeah, we'll have a
Watch
full
it, yeah.
stream. You guys haven't watched it.
Yeah,
I watched like 10 minutes and I fell asleep.
I gotta watch it still.
You gotta watch it. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's just my quick brief take because, like I said, we'll have some content coming down. My overview of it is a either a matador trying a bull on a matador, or I don't know what it would be called, but somebody wrestling a pig,
Right.
a wild pig.
Yeah.
That's my overview because, and I love the interview. I think it's really important. I think it's the two biggest different, you know what I'm saying? Donald Trump's probably number one on the world's 100 most influential person the last, 4, 6, 8 years. I mean, you think Donald Trump in this section of our history, he's the most talked about person
in history books.
in history.
Like Joe Rogan is like the underground most influential person.
Right.
It's like two different worlds met.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the mainstream versus
Had a fucking spar off.
Yeah, and they had a spar off. So I think that it's definitely important, and I definitely suggest everybody go out there and watch it. Whether you, because I know, don't start thinking left and right and liberal and
WWE, y'all.
yeah, just go watch it for yourself and get your own take and stuff and look at it from that lens. Do y'all have any? You watched a little bit of it.
I watched like the first 10 minutes. It wasn't
Nothing.
they're not talking about shit for the first 10
Yeah,
minutes.
they get into it about 20 minutes in, and then it becomes a wrestling match, like where you see like I declare war. It's like
Right.
doing your thumb,
Right.
and like Rogan's trying to get him down,
Yeah.
and Trump is like
He's like playing devil's advocate or something.
he's trying to get him to stick to
Donald Trump is 2 years off.
years off,
okay.
and that's politics.
Yeah.
They don't, and
They don't stand hard on one thing, so you can't hold.
and I just gotta say this too. We gave Kamala shit for that, Hunter. Yes, we gave Kamala shit.
As soon as we start talking about politics,
We gave Kamala shit for not sticking on topic on her CNN thing.
Yes.
She did not answer a question.
One question.
And Holding users like that was the worst answer I've ever seen in my life.
No.
They asked her a question about what mistake she didn't answer. That's
Your
fine.
mother.
Yeah,
Right.
and so I gotta say, Donald Trump, you slick bastard, you got away with it.
Yeah, he
You got
does
away
it too. If you're a politician, you do it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what that is. I mean,
You gotta do it.
Well, everybody, thanks for coming and sitting down. Like I said, we're gonna have more content coming. Special shout out to the guest today. You already know Hunter, Know It Alls, situation, but go follow his page at the Homie Review.
On TikTok.
On TikTok, yeah, where he covers a multitude of content, movies, shows, books, all types of things will be covered there. And then we're going to do a collab sometime in the next few weeks on the Homie Review on some movies and stuff. And then also we're going to follow back up with this Donald Trump review. So thanks for everybody tuning in. It's Lord the Lip signing out. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Y'all get the fuck out of here.
So,
Now I got to edit this.